What up, anybody, and welcome to another episode of the SVR Podcast. And today, we have another singer in the building, man. Woo! So, I'll let the special guest introduce herself. What's up, man? Welcome to the podcast. How you doing?
Hi, my name is Madisyn. My artist name is Madisyn Nichols. Last name kind of sounds like a coin, I know, but hi. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I've been doing well. You know, it really took the time to get you on a podcast. And yeah, you finally there. Alright, so I'm gonna ask you 10 questions regarding about your music. So without any further ado, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, first question of the day will be, what made you got into the music, becoming a musician?
So I think I've just always really been into music. I've always been singing, I haven't started playing an instrument though until I was like 13, 14. When I turned 13 or 14, I started playing guitar. And guitar is kind of where I started writing my own songs and where I started like getting more into it. Like I've always been into it, and I've written songs when I was little, and I've always sung. I didn't actually start being able to put together stuff until I started playing guitar.
And how was that process through your music, from you doing covers to now?
Well, the covers kind of started very, very early on. Maybe like I made my first SoundCloud account when I was 11, and then I started doing covers then on SoundCloud, and I kept doing it for at least like 4 years. And then actually, in the middle of that, I would do some freestyles. I would used to freestyle my own songs. I didn't ever write them. I just kind of put up a beat, freestyled, and recorded it straight from my computer. I didn't have a microphone. I didn't have mixing equipment. I didn't have anything. I just kind of let it all go into there, and it was really rough, and it doesn't sound good, so I suggest no one go listen to that. But it was, that's how I had first started. And then to transfer into me making my own music, I guess you would say that, like I said, it didn't really start till I started playing guitar. And then that's when I had started asking my parents. I was like, can I have a microphone, like a good microphone? And I started out with a Blue Yeti. That wasn't the best choice, but then now I have an AT2020, which is actually really good for vocals, in my opinion. If anyone wants to check that out, I suggest that type of mic. But I asked them for a mic, asked them for a computer eventually, and I had my first computer to make songs with, but I used to record on BandLab. But I eventually asked them for another computer so I could get FL Studio. So then I could record on there and learn to mix on there. And I've actually only been mixing and mastering for 6 months, and I think I'm doing pretty good for only 6 months. So that's just a random fact.
Alright, moving on into the next question, and that will be, what kind of music genre that you get into?
So I guess the first music genre that I got into was pop, because my first inspiration for music was Justin Bieber. And I was talking to him about this earlier, but basically my first inspiration was Justin Bieber, and I got into the pop type of music because that was his main genre. His main genre was either pop or R&B, and that's basically where it went, So then I would start doing pop on the guitar, and I started playing certain chords that were like more popish. And then I started getting into more of the hip-hop stuff, but everyone considers me a pop artist, and I guess I would consider myself a pop artist, but definitely the genre mixes that it goes into is hip-hop/pop, and that's my type of genre. And I do R&B, I do a lot of type of genres. I switch it up very often, but my main genre is like hip-hop/pop.
And speaking of which, moving on to the next question, that will be, who is your inspiration behind of you making music? I know you said earlier that your inspiration is Justin Bieber, but can you tell me why?
Yeah, so basically, he was the first artist I have ever listened to, and I've listened to music like when I was a kid and stuff like that, but I can never remember who I listened to because it was just my parents who listened to their own music. So I discovered Justin at a very young age. When I was in first grade, there was this girl, and she had on a Justin Bieber backpack, and I'm like, who's Justin Bieber? And she's like, you don't know who Justin Bieber is? Like, you gotta go. So I go home, I listen to him and his music, and he just sounds so amazing, so I always listen to him from then on, and I always would practice his runs, his, or riffs, as you would call it. I would practice his falsettos, and that's kind of how I guess I developed my sound, and I kind of have my own sound now, but that's mainly where my sound had came from.
Oh man, moving on to the next question, that will be, in the past, what was your good and bad moment in music scene?
Moments that were good and bad in music. So some bad moments that I have had, well, I guess it all started like with the, because when you start music, you have people who love it, people who like it, and you have people who don't like it, or you have haters. And that, when I had my first haters, where I was like, oh wow, and then I got a little discouraged. But you can't, just one thing I should say, and that maybe could help inspire you guys, is do not let haters make you stop doing what you're doing. Because as long as you have supporters and as long as you keep going, you have to keep going in order to improve. Because if you don't keep going, then you're never going to improve. It's always about practice. It's always about dedication. You always got to just keep going.
Of course, man, of course. Moving on to the next question, that will be, what is your meanings behind of your newest track release called Seethrough?
Okay, so Seethrough, it was actually for a contest. I was in a contest on Twitch with Big Duck Energy. He came up with a contest, let us participate in it, and then I collabed with producer, beatmaker, named Prod by Psychic, or just Psychic, and he made the beat for me. I gave him a guitar sample, he whipped up a beat for me, and I just decided to go and start singing on it. And it was a trap beat, so I was like, could I sing on this? So I tried, and then I did it, and I surprisingly thought that I did really well for like singing on it, because usually hard to sing on a trap beat, because that's more rapping. So basically the meaning behind it, when I was making it, I was like, okay, this is just going to be something that we come up with. It's got to be hype. It's got to be maybe an angry type of vibe, and we just submit it. But I guess there was like some more meaning behind it when I was making it, and it was about a girl, because I was a little sad and I was a little upset because I felt like she wasn't giving me as much attention as I wanted, or she wasn't really caring about me how I wanted her to, or she wasn't like really paying attention or putting in effort to the relationship. So it was like kind of difficult. That's the meaning behind the song, basically.
Alright, man. Moving on to the next question, and that'll be, how does your passion with your music makes you feel?
It makes me feel really good most of the time. Like when I'm doing music, I feel like I'm escaping from a place that I usually don't like to be in. And when I'm doing music, it gives me something to do. It gives me something to be proud of, and it gives me something like just some type of energetic type of joy inside my body. And it's like every time that I make a song, and I make a good song especially, I trash songs that I don't really like, or I'll trash songs that aren't like very, very good in my opinion, because I'll start something and I'll be like, okay, this can go somewhere. But then as I get farther down the line with it, sometimes I'll just have to trash it because it's not as good as I thought. But when I make a good song, and I make songs that make me very like proud of, I'm like, okay, this feels very nice, and like I gotta make more of this. I gotta keep doing what's making me happy. But music is basically my outlet, and music is basically something that I want to do to help other people and not just myself.
7th question, and that will be, what's your main goal to reach in the music scene?
My main goal to reach in the music scene is to, one, it doesn't really matter about like being the top famous person in the whole entire world to me. What really matters to me is helping other people with my music through my words and helping them relate, and also just being able to make a living off of it because that's something I like to do. And 3, why have a job that you work that you don't like? Why not just have a job that you love to do? You always want to have a job that you love. And that's what I want to do. But if I can't, of course, I'm going to have to have another job. But like I said, music is just a job that I want to do. And it's not for me really, it's like part of it's for me and part of it's for a lot of people in the world who I feel like I can help through my music.
Alright, 8th question, and that will be, do you have any future projects coming up soon?
Future projects. Oh, okay, this would be a good one. Okay, I do have a future project that I will let you guys in on. It's called Grind, and the project is basically about if someone discourages you, you just got to keep going. Or if somebody's trying to put you down, you just got to keep going. And basically the lyrics, I'll give y'all like a thing of it. So since my thing is about music, and I love doing music, people try to bring me down on it a lot, right? So I'm trying to inspire people not just if they like music, but to do whatever they want to do. So basically these are the lyrics. It goes, do this music thing, it's my destiny to get to where I wanna be. Do this for y'all and me. You gotta get up and be the person that you wanna be. And grind and grind and grind and grind and grind. Can't waste your time, your time, your time, your time, your time. Forget all the emotions that you felt. Don't let nobody make you devalue yourself. And that's basically the chorus for the hook.
Alright, we have 2 more questions left. Moving on to the next one, and that will be, how important for your music is experimenting with your sound and arrangement?
So experimental things with music, it's very important actually, not just for me, but I feel like for anybody it can be very important because you can experiment and you always have to keep experimenting, you know, you keep experimenting with your sound, your arrangement, and I feel like the more you experiment with that, the more you find out what you like and the more you find out what sounds good on you. And it's like I said, the more you do it, the more you can just find out stuff. And it's very important to me and for other artists, I feel like.
Alright, and the final question of the day before the video will end, and that will be, what's gonna be your future plans in the music scene?
Future plans? Let's see. Well, for one, I'm a Twitch streamer now, and I like to stream my music, and I like to just show people, like, hey, this is what I do, or hey, this is how I sound, or hey, like, even y'all can participate in helping me, like, what y'all want to hear, what y'all want to, like, feel. And my future plans with it is to, one, maybe be pretty decent with it on Twitch, and pretty, like, decent with it in like the like, even if I'm not in the biggest like industry, I hope to be somewhere in there one day, and I hope to like just make music that inspires people and makes people like feel and can relate to, and that's pretty much it.
Well, that was it, folks. Madisyn Nichols, if you have anything to say towards to the outro in the end of the video, can you make it somehow?
Oh yeah. Okay, thank you guys for listening to this episode on the podcast, and it's been a pleasure working with you and being on this episode. Thank you. And like I said, my name is Madisyn Nichols everywhere except for YouTube. On YouTube it would be IAMZ Panda Official, and you can find me on YouTube there. And yeah, thank you guys.
Make sure to show her some love. She has put a lot of effort into it, from her doing covers to now. So definitely you should check out her music. It's really listenable. But I will see you guys in the next video with another special guest. See you later and ciao.